and the original launch of CFCL. So it's been it's sort of a legacy game going on right now.
And I know both of these teams have shared some words with each other on who they think is currently the best, but now this is really a chance for these teams to put their money where their mouth is. They've got 2 full maps to prove it. It's all going to start here on Ankara, and it's going to be the boys on getBrikt defending first, Carbon on the attack. We'll see who can come out on top here, but different roster for getBrikt this time around. This season they're running with Yuki, Michael XV, Demon, who is Imagine from last season, and Final Down, also known as Final FD5K, but I'm going to call him Final Down because that's a whole lot easier. And of course, their IGL, x0tek as usual. Meanwhile, though, for the Carbon side of things, 2 new players coming in as well. Brando, who just went down there to Michael XV, and Kai's, formerly a member of getBrikt, so definitely some interesting additions there with Aaron and Michael DRK no longer being on this team. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt, but Kai's, he's going to be the new primary sniper this time around, but Rek, he's going to be rocking it as well as he takes down Imagine there to even things up 4v4. Both teams playing extremely pick-based right now, nobody going for any sort of aggro control just yet. Carbon, though, very turtled up. They only have control of their side of mid and their side of B long. They don't even have A long in their hands. So getBrikt off to a good start in terms of map control, putting the pressure onto Carbon, and now they've already got Michael XV pushed up here long A to try and contest. They have no idea he's here either. This could be a great opening round for getBrikt. They're not ready for it, but the trade does come through. Kai's a nice reaction shot. He's definitely a strong sniping addition to this roster, but still 3-on-3, anyone's round for the taking, but the bomb is slowly working its way into A now. That's going to be an explosive play out of A main. Yuki playing in the smoke here. x0tek finds one. Kai's finds his second here, but Yuki gets the drop shot onto Famous. It's Kai's all alone, the new addition. Former getBrikt player, can he pull it for a clutch to start his team off on the right foot? Kai's going to go for the hunt down play onto Yuki, but not able to connect. Still, the bomb hasn't been planted, but x0tek, he's spotted in the tower. Kai's knows he has an opportunity to isolate this in a 1v1 now. x0tek, though, doesn't go for the push on Global Risk spawn, rotating to his teammate, definitely making the smarter decision, but Kai's, the pressure's on. The wide peak comes through, though. Yuki saves the day. A nice drop shot, cleans it up with a Desert Eagle. 2 kills from him, but probably the most vital in this round, aside from Michael XV's nice position to give them that early round advantage.
Absolutely. By getting control of the A long, being able to get that early pick, I believe, onto Brando, then following it up with a pick onto, I believe it was Supamen, he was able to clearly get a distinct advantage for his team getBrikt. Just those 2 picks alone, as well as the positioning advantage, allowing the rotation to come in extremely early to A site, allowed getBrikt to easily piece that round together.
Now it is going to be some control for A long coming out from Carbon. They want to try and find their footing quickly and early to try and establish this control towards A long, but it's actually going to be a quick pick set and then a fall off from Carbon, and they seem very hesitant to challenge this team. Not a Carbon I'm used to seeing. They're playing a lot more passive than we usually see them, but it is because they are running these double sniping setups here with Kai's and Rek. They did get some nice picks there in round number 1, but they have to be able to capitalize on this. Playing 2 snipers on your blacklist side is a very, very risky decision, because if one of them makes the mistake of peeking too early, that's an insta-trade going over to the defense here, so they have to be very careful. 3 players now creeping their way up, underpass, and out. It's going to be Supamen leading the charge here. Famous, though, close behind. They're not ready for that wall player. It's going to be Imagine with the double kill spray down. Rek having to jump over the top to try and shut things down. Final Down, though, comes through from behind, snags one. Kai's there to trade still. Things in favor of getBrikt, but Brando with an opportunity to try and change that. Michael XV, though, no fear, jumps out the window, and that leaves Kai's alone once again in a 1v2. This time, though, a better position to work with, but it's not going to matter. Yuki gets the shot on him. That's a 2nd round in a row for getBrikt.
Yeah, Derek's positioning there, imagine that double kill he was able to get onto Carbon just completely shut down their momentum. It allowed everyone from getBrikt to be able to move into a better position to get those frags, to get the trades, to get the positional advantage against Carbon. What Carbon needs to do right now is they need to play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more faster paced, and when they're taking sites, they can't allow opportunities for getBrikt to rotate.
Right now, it is going to be a 2-0 start. Carbon definitely feeling the struggle right now, but Yuki, he's facing the pressure in mid right now. 3 players peeking him, doesn't seem to phase him too much, though. Finds the double kill on the drop shot. Yuki off to an incredible start here, but he can't close it out. Rek takes him down, but it's still a 3-on-2. Rek finds another, though, with that Colt. That Colt being the weapon of choice here in these close-quarter aim duels. Imagine finds one. It's Rek alone. No HP. Michael XV has to get this shot, though, and he will finish it off 3-0. getBrikt off to a dominating start here.
Yes, they are. Right now, we need to see Famous and Superman wake up. They're both at 0 frags 3 rounds into the game. This is unlike them, characteristically. Superman is one of the absolute premier leading entry fraggers in all of Crossfire, both North America, Europe, China, anywhere. He is a premier tier 1 shot worldwide. He should not be at 0 frags 3 rounds into a game.
Now Carbon still has a chance to prove themselves here in the first half. 3-0 is exactly when you want to bring that answer back before things get too far out of reach. So Carbon, they're going to be going for a full A execution here, but they do need to be careful. There's a 3-stack coming out from getBrikt here. They have caught on to this play, but they are not ready for Rek to play explosively here. That's going to be a full sweep onto the bomb site. Rek grabs 2. Kai's with another answer there. Imagine in final down in a 2v5. Carbon doing exactly what they needed to on that engage. But now it's going to be up to final down and Imagine to try and make a miracle happen, but it's not going to. Superman finally coming to life here at the end of this round. He'll close it out with a nice 2-piece, and it's 3-1 Carbon, finally showing us a solid execution here.
Yeah, this is the most dangerous thing about Carbon is when Rek puts down his sniper and says, I'm going to go rifle, you need to look for some headshots appearing on the scoreboard. Rek is by far one of the scariest players in all of North America currently. His innate ability with his AWP, with his AK, they're just insane. His game sense. He's by far and currently the #1 player in North America, in my honest opinion.
Starting it off, though, Famous goes down. Still 0 frags on the table for him. That's 5 rounds in a row where he's gone down without a fight here. Rek, though, he wants to challenge from vents. Carbon in desperation mode right now to try and even the score after that pick against them, but this time around it's going to be getBrikt just playing for retake on A. Michael XV, the lone player here on A top. He's going to fall off and play for retake as well, playing smartly to try and just collapse if the A bomb site push does come through. They give it up. They don't want Rek to have a chance at steamrolling for control on this bomb site. They're just going to play for the full retake here, but they're already pinching in, and that's something you got to keep your eyes on here right now. getBrikt, they're making it look like they're not prepared for this rotation, but they are constantly pulling their players across the map. Now they're going to send 2 on the full flank, but Kai's, he's on the back lines. He is ready. Final down goes down, and now it's going to be Imagine left alone to try and aim duel here, but he's going to meet up with his teammate in a connector. But right now, Carbon doing a great job of locking down the bomb site. They were given it, and now they're going to abuse that map control that was given to them. x0tek trying to lead the charge back into sight. He's going to be traded out, though, but no, he actually survives because Michael XV pushes through to help them out, and it's Kai's all alone. There's not a chance it's going to happen, though. Yuki takes him down, and there you have it. What looked like a good hold from Carbon, completely decimated by Michael XV and x0tek meeting there on the A staircase.
Yeah, right there, Carbon dropped the ball a little bit. They didn't have enough defense towards the CT side of the push in from the global risk area towards the A side. When you give up that much map control and you allow a team to be able to walk onto the site you're defending uncontested, that's going to spell a recipe for disaster. Had they had one guy maybe on the left staircase, not on spiral, they could have potentially held it off a lot better than what they did. Right
now, it is going to be a pretty passive start here for getBrikt, but they're in a great position right now, up 4-1. The trades come in their favor on the A bomb site. x0tek still locks it down, gets the Colt switch headshot on Rek and the bomb to boot. That's going to be Superman now alone in a 1v3, but if anyone could do it for Carbon now, this is definitely a man who can make it happen. He's going to go for the full flank through spawn. He's going to try and catch them off guard here, but they should have at least one player watching this angle, but there's actually going to be 2, so they should be in a great position here. Imagine going to be watching it as his teammates drop down to watch the push onto A entrance. Superman, though, he has a chance to isolate 1v1s if he checks everything one by one here. He finds one. Is he going to check the close corner? He is. Superman, can he do it in a 1v3? x0tek has almost no health to work with in this situation. Superman doing what he does best under pressure here. Can he get the final kill? 1v3. He makes it happen, and that's just Superman bringing his A game to the table and isolating those 1v1s.
That is the power of isolated 1v1s. You take the duel, you win the duel. You take the duel, you win the duel. You take the duel, you win the duel. The decision to back up once he knew exactly where x0tek was to allow the time in x0tek to be more in panic mode, like, why isn't he peeking? Why is he peeking me? That was extremely good mind play by Superman in that last round.
And now it leaves Carbon with a chance to take this half back away from getBrikt, who have been so dominant to start it off. But right now, Superman, again, on the lurk here, sneaks up behind as Kai's pushes his way in. They still don't know Superman is right behind them. Superman finds one. Michael XV, he's stuck here on the mid pillars, but it doesn't matter. Kai's sneaks his way over onto the B bomb site. Great positioning and rotation from Kai's to get this bomb down, but they still have to be careful. Michael XV and x0tek close by. They're going to go for the pinch play here as well. One tower, one flanking hotel. getBrikt still looking for the retake potential here. Kai's, he's caught off guard. Unable to react quick enough. Superman, though, again, in a clutch situation, is such an immensely powerful player, but this time Michael XV pulls through and shuts it down in a 1v1. That's a big round, though, going to getBrikt 5-2 now.
Yeah, that round cinches the half victory for getBrikt. Right now, this is a map that typically is a little bit more sided towards the blacklist side, and getBrikt is showing why x0tek is considered one of the best, if not the best, strat creator and knowledgeable player in all of Crossfire North America.
Starting this one off, though, Carbon gets the answer they're looking for. 2-for-1 trade as Wreck goes down. And that is a nice way to get this one started as they look for their potential third round on the board. But Yuki, Michael XV, and x0tek all still alive, and they've been leading the charge for the side of getBrikt here. x0tek on 10 frags already in this first half. He's going to find one player, potential 3K on the horizon, but no, they're making the right decisions here. They rotate off for Michael XV, but Brando pops a quick headshot to answer back. So Carbon still with a one-man advantage here. Brando, half HP, though. He's going to back off. Famous half HP as well. Yet to come alive really in this half. He goes down already. Again, Famous with just one frag in the half. Superman, again, left with Brando this time around to try and make something happen. It's a 2v1. Yuki, though, runs into trouble, but he actually gets the frag here. But he has no idea that Brando's about to go for the repeat, but it doesn't matter. He's just going to fall off here. Brando still with the bomb in hand, but again, getBrikt being handed situations that should not be in their favor and just catching players of Carbon off guard right now. 1v1, Yuki with the advantage, though Brando does have a chance to plant this bomb here and maybe play a positioning battle that he can find a win out of. Yuki going to be going for the full flank rotation as Brando creeps his way into underpass. It could be an interesting double ring around the rosy situation here as both of these players are just going to be wrapping circles around one another. It's just going to come down to who decides to turn first and go the opposite direction, but Brando, he's going to be pushing his way back up into mid. He could potentially go for the full rotation over to A here, but he actually is going to be checking everything in mid and maybe even going back into B, but this is going to be a tough decision here. If he goes to A, he could be in a safer position. It looks like he is going to sneak over to A. Yuki going to be playing on the back lines of B right now. Brando, this is his chance here. He has a great bomb plant positioning play that he can make here. He can even plant it and go for the A connector play, but no, he's going to go for the challenge onto the global risk spawn. This is definitely going to come down to a shot-for-shot aim duel here. He doesn't see the initial peek, but Yuki is already sneaking up here. He hears the misstep, though. Huge intel for Brando, but it's not going to matter. Yuki takes the 1v2, and again, getBrikt sweep another round where Carbon started with the advantage.
Yeah, that round, I can't tell if Brando even had the time to get over the Superman in time to be able to do a 2v1 battle. However, again, that's the power of isolated 1v1s. They are showing up time and time again here in this matchup between getBrikt and Carbon.
Now there's going to be some heavy nades from the start towards B coming out from getBrikt. Wreck taking the brunt of that damage there. That's going to mop the floor, but Wreck, he's going to answer right back. He doesn't care about that nade damage at all. Takes down final down. Superman finds one on to x0tek, and it's already going to be a 5-on-3 situation. Carbon in desperation mode to try and grab this final round. A 7-2 half would be almost impossible to bounce back from. 3 rounds makes it at least a bit more reasonable here. Now the pace going to be turned around as Carbon look to rotate off into mid. It's going to be a 3-2 split, potentially onto this B bomb site here. Brando with the bomb in hand is sitting out towards B hotel, but the 3 remaining defenders are actually all pretty close by, just holding things down from the B side of spawn. Yuki finds the double. Imagine finds one as well. The 3-on-5's down to a 3-on-2. This could easily be a 7-2 half now. Imagine rotating in. Michael XV goes down, but Yuki just has to hold the cross here. And this is going to be a crucial pick if he can make this. Kai's versus Yuki on the cross, but Kai's comes out on top. It's all on Imagine. The 1v2 falls through short, and it's going to be Carbon just barely hanging on for that final round.
That was a clean execution coming out of getBrikt on that hold in mid there. They were able to take down 3 players and force a 3v2. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite cinch it out, but at the end of the day, that was a very nice defensive hold coming out from getBrikt.
Right now, it is going to be 6-3 as we go into our second half. getBrikt is in a great position here, but it's still not over just yet. They're going to have just as confident of an offense as their defense was. We'll see if they can make it happen, though. Right now, the bomb in the hands of their IGL here. He's going to drop it in mid as they work for this initial pick here, checking everything. In getBrikt, you can definitely tell that these guys have been prepping very heavily for Season 3 here. These guys have some very methodical executions for how they take control of the map. Michael XV going to be solo challenging with an op in hand here, interestingly enough. And so we are going to see 2 snipers on the blacklist side as well for the guys on getBrikt. So they're going to be almost mirroring the setup that we saw from Carbon in half number 1. But now we're going to see the pinch coming through on to this bomb site. But he's going to be Michael XV, the lurk, caught way too early. We'll see if that sells the fake, though. Unfortunately, it won't. There's still going to be 2 anchors on the speed bomb site. It's going to be Supamen and famous Kai's close by for the cross pick as well. But x0tek has already found Kai's, and that's going to be a brilliant way to get this rolling. Yuki finds one famous. He's got to step up here and now to make something happen. Finds one. Brando gets another, and now Carbon in a great position to retake this bomb site. It's going to be all on Imagine. His final down gets eliminated. Imagine gets the double kill. Flick almost gets the triple kill. The Colt, will it save the day? No, Imagine almost had a big play there, but Supamen, again, the one who can come in and shut things down. But that was almost a scary round to fall away from Carbon.
Yeah, right there, Imagine was just making an insane play, and if he had just had a little bit more better bullet management early on with his AK, he would have easily had that spray transfer onto Supamen. That's those kind of rounds where you really look back and like, well, maybe if I don't spray so much here, maybe if I reload a little bit earlier here. Those little small key things, those small details are what makes the difference in these big games, in those big rounds.
Starting things off, Yuki gets the opener. Kai's goes down, and the Kai's versus Yuki battle has been slightly in favor of Yuki overall, interestingly enough. Now here we have it, though. 5v4. Carbon already with their backs against the wall again, but they did win a 4v5 last round to close it out. We'll see if they can do so again. Famous already at 2 frags, double, I believe, for what he had in the first half. So we're going to see if he can keep that up. But Supamen, 13 frags on the table. That is exactly where he wants to be here right now. So we'll see if he can hold on to that scoreline as well. But so far, things have been looking pretty solid for getBrikt. Just an overall strong performance, but the bomb this time around is going to be working its way towards B. It's going to be a 4-1 once again. Michael XV playing alone towards A. I'm not sure what they've got in mind with this, but he's almost been sort of a lurk that hasn't been able to really lurk here. He's getting pretty overzealous with these peaks. His presence is already known. He's just going to go for the push-out play and then back off. He's just going to try and draw these players out to try and get some intel before they go in for the push. And he actually may have pulled off enough players this time around that getBrikt is only going to have 1 player holding the cross for Carbon on their way into B. So definitely good on Michael XV pulling these players out. He still has to push through mid alone with a sniper. Not what you want to be doing here, but Supamen, this is his chance to catch him off guard. Turns around at the worst possible time. Michael XV's already up mid, killing Wreck, but Supamen sneaks by and will make up for it with the trade frag. Yuki finds one, but now Supamen runs into trouble. Yuki hitting these drop shots like crazy today leaves Brando all alone, and a 1-on-4 not looking very likely as Brando's only on 23 HP. Final down, gets the peak wide, and seals the deal on yet another round for getBrikt, but Yuki definitely being the man with a plan here this round.
Yeah, Yuki's been hitting some insane shots today. He's just dropping and opping, dropping and opping. He's just constantly getting those opening frags, allowing getBrikt to get into the advantage situations. Right now, what we need to see from Carbon is a little bit more aggro play towards one side of the map. Get more intel for yourself. Don't play reactionary. I've been saying this all day. The teams that are winning are playing proactively. The teams that are losing are playing reactively.
here we have it. It is going to be a quick execution onto the B bomb site. Rek and Kai's the first two responders on this one. Rek, though, if anyone can anchor, this is the man you want on your site. Rek finds one, but this smoke has done wonders for getBrikt to sneak their way in here. Rek stuck behind it, just waiting to try and frag out, but Imagine has already found Brando on the rotation. Still, the bomb has yet to be planted, so time not on the side of getBrikt unless they can get this bomb down, but still, the frags go in their favor. Michael XV and Imagine both picking up frags, but Rek, he is still alive, trying to anchor this bomb site, but does finally go down. But it's up to Supamen to try and once again prove it in a 1-on-3. Will they be aware that underpass seems to be where he gravitates towards on these retakes? Michael XV may have just spotted him there on the jump peek, and that's exactly what will happen. He calls for the peek from his teammates, and that's just going to be a nice team peek to make sure that 1v3 is not a possibility this time around.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they aren't able to get any sort of, I guess the word would be just any sort of real valuable intel against getBrikt right now. Carbon just seems to be a little lost on how to react to what getBrikt is doing. And they're just making a lot of mistakes. That's really all it boils down to.
Carbon just taking a quick look at their scoreboard. Famous at 2-11. Still has been quiet for his team, and it's almost the exact opposite from what we saw from him at CFS this year. I'm wondering when he may just turn it on here and go ham on these guys, but right now getBrikt, they're in full control. Imagine finds the double kill. Michael XV gets another. getBrikt about to take a 9th round and draw this to match point. Kai's goes down to x0tek, and now we see double digits on almost everybody on the getBrikt squad.
Yeah, getBrikt is playing phenomenally right now, and Carbon is just not. It almost feels like I feel like they feel a little lost, and I don't know if it's just they still haven't quite congealed as a team since replacing Aaron and Michael DRK, or if maybe Aaron or Michael DRK just gave something to the old roster that had some juice that this current roster doesn't have. I don't know what it is, but this is not the Carbon I'm used to seeing. This is not the dominant Carbon I enjoy watching.
Now it leaves the question on the table. Maybe getBrikt had something in mind when they said they really were the best team in North America right now. Carbon ideally was that team going into this one, but they're looking almost worse than Mindplay was earlier today. So Carbon almost looking like the bottom rung for North America and the Elite right now, but they still have time to step this up here. We won't sell them short just yet, but right now getBrikt just looking phenomenal with how they're performing on this first map. Still another map on the horizon though, so Carbon, they still have a chance to bounce back if this map does fall away from them like it's looking. But you never know here. It is going to be a match point opportunity on the table. They'll have 5 to close this out if they can for getBrikt, and they're just going to be playing very safe here. Kai's, though, he's going to catch Imagine already. Yuki misses his opportunity to trade here as well. He wasn't peeked up on the angle to try and get that trade, so now it's already going to be a 4-on-5, and this is where getBrikt needs to really make sure their mind is in the right place here. They were playing so strong and so aggressively in the past 2 or 3 rounds that slowing the pace down might not be the best option here. These guys have been so successful with their full side executions, but right now they're just shifting their way in here. But they know B has been a weak point, but this time Famous steps up right when his team needs him most and starts the hold with a nice entry frag there on to final down. Here come the counter flashes though. getBrikt gonna try and work their way in, but Rek and Famous are holding this one off nicely so far. Famous getting a little aggressive on the peak as well. He'll find a second, and Kai's cleans things up, and that's going to be Carbon finally responding nicely on the execution, but getBrikt definitely showing some hesitation there in that round.
Yeah, getBrikt seemed like they were a little worried about whether or not they wanted to actually commit to this push. They seemed, after they lost Imagine to that pick by Kai's, they seemed very hesitant, and I think that's what honestly caused them to not succeed that round. They should have backed up and said, okay, let's rethink our game plan real quick. What do you want to do? But they didn't, and they continued with a hesitating push, and they got punished for it by being completely 5-0 swept.
And now 4 more opportunities to close out map number 1. Carbon looking to potentially bring this to a tie if it's possible, but so far getBrikt has been in control on this first map. Carbon just trying to find a way to make it happen here. getBrikt going to be favoring a full A take here. 2 players on the horizon standing in their way, though. Supamen, the first point of contact here on A. Brando going to be the other close by. Can Supamen and Brando hold things off? Supamen is able to get 2, but it's just a 2-for-2 trade. That may not be enough. And this is where they have to be careful. Yuki's already found one on the rotation. This could be the beginning of the end here. Carbon facing a big fall in map number 1. Famous catches one on the backside. Rek finds another. It's all on x0tek, and it could be another round of Carbon's redemption here. There you go. Rek and Famous clean things up on the retake, and these two guys have definitely stepped it up in the past couple rounds. getBrikt, they had the right idea there, but as soon as they had a man advantage, they got a little bit too antsy.
Yeah, right there, when Superman got that double kill following up x0tek's double kill, that was honestly a huge shift in momentum because Superman was able to get 2 frags while Imagine walked right past him. He was able to see him in his line of sight and just didn't. Those kind of mistakes are what cost your team rounds.
Right now it is going to be an execution coming in towards this A bomb site. We've got 4 players working their way into vents. Potentially all 5 here. They're going to go for some sort of stack here onto the A bomb site. Utility going to be coming out. Supamen, though, starting this one off nicely and locking it down with the first entry onto final down. Imagine finds one. Brando gets the follow-up trade. Carbon still hanging on. Brando gets 2 before going down. It's still going to be a 2-on-3 situation. Michael XV silences Brando, but it's still Carbon with a chance to hold on here. They find one, but it's not going to matter. Kai's forces his way onto the bomb site here. Yuki going to try and close this one out. Can he do it, though? Tries to get the cheeky little peek there on the default spot, but it's not going to happen. Rek, again, holding on for his team here in the 1v1s. 9-7 on the board. Carbon keeping the dream alive, and now the potential of overtime. Definitely a reality.
Yeah, right now, getBrikt is definitely being aggressive enough. They're just not hitting their shots now. It seems like Carbon's just woken up and like, yeah, we're not losing. We're not losing today. We're taking you guys out. We're the better NA team.
Rek finds the opener as well. Imagine goes down. And we do see Carbon playing a bit more as a unit now with their defenses, making sure the trades come into play, making sure they can't get picked apart by solo players. And again, you see the nice trades coming through. Even though Famous falls there, Rek right there with the answer to take down x0tek and keep the numbers advantage into the hands of Carbon. 7-9, Carbon looking to try and keep a hold of this one. They are just 2 rounds away from overtime now, and getBrikt, they have the opportunity to close this match out, but it's starting to look like a potential slip here as they have 5 match points that could have all fallen through their fingertips if this one goes into overtime. Michael XV and Yuki going to be working their way up here now. Final down joins them as well. It looks like they're going to go for a push towards B. Neither one of them has the bomb, though. It's just going to be left in the back of a connector here, so they're going to have to go back here. A little bit of a time delay to this unfortunate mistake, but at the same time, nobody caught that the bomb was down, so it's not going to be too much of a punish here. Just going to stall the push and give these guys on Carbon a little bit of time here to find this intel. But Carbon, they've stacked a line of players on B. They have read them so well in this situation. If getBrikt runs into this, they're just going to be running right into their doom here. Final down. He's ready to peek it. They know that they're going to have to go in guns blazing here. Superman still just playing so patient. Carbon, they know this funnel setup is perfect. All they have to do is play patiently. One player gets a kill, but it's not going to be enough. The trade comes through, and it's an instant death. But now they know that there's at least 3 players on the B bomb side. They did not spot all 4, but still, that's enough intel to make it a little bit of a risk to go in. But they have no time. They're forced down into this funnel, and it's just going to be all over at this point. 9-8 Carbon. That's a 4th straight round, and now a chance to tie it here before it goes to getBrikt.
Yeah, right there, that was an excellent read by Carbon. They've completely read what getBrikt's mindset was. They've noticed that getBrikt seems to definitely, in the later, longer rounds, to go after the B site. They don't want to go to A. A is a very risky move when you're late into a round. You never know if they've already moved a stack there. You never know if someone's hiding or if you just can't predict where they're going to be on A. B is a lot safer bet to take on a site take late in the round.
Starting things off, too, it's already a 5-on-4 advantage for Carbon. They've done a great job of turning this one around, making sure they make all the plays they need to hold on to their numbers advantages, and now all they have to do is make sure they trade out. They have the 5-on-4. The potential for overtime here is now very, very real here. getBrikt, they've got to be nervous here. They've already put themselves in a tight spot. x0tek finds one. He snuck his way into the spawn. Kai's takes down final down, though. The numbers still remain an advantage for Carbon. But this is going to be a key position here for x0tek. Finds another. from the back of spawn here. A is open, but they don't know it just yet. But they should have a hunch here soon. He tells the rest of the team to go to A. You can tell the call came out because his entire team fell off behind him to that A bomb site. x0tek just going to be stalling for the bomb to get planted here. Great decision-making coming out from getBrikt. Now they just have to stall, but x0tek, he's not going to stall long enough here. The potential for the retake is still on the table. Yuki and Michael XV, this is do or die here. Otherwise, Carbon will be, in fact, forcing this one into overtime. They're going to go for the stack out of the global risk spawn. getBrikt, this is their shining moment to prove that they can close out this match and stall Carbon from victory. It's not going to happen, though. Yuki, he's all alone. He's going to be taken down. That is 5 straight rounds in a row. Carbon has successfully dug themselves out of their own grave and put this one into an overtime situation. And this is where things could get very interesting, as getBrikt has started to let themselves slip here.
Yeah, getBrikt just they didn't have an answer to respond to Carbon's playstyle. Carbon adapted completely to the way that getBrikt was playing. They were able to read them, and then getBrikt's initial lead, their ability to read the enemy team, just sort of vanished.
And now here we have it. We are going to be going into the first overtime we have seen in the season on stream so far. Carbon, though, they are looking primed and ready to bounce back into a potential victory here. What looked like a game that was dead set on getBrikt closing it out. It was at one point 9-4. They took it 9-9, and now Carbon has a chance to completely turn this game full circle and win it back in overtime. getBrikt, though, they're going to be back on the defenses here. We'll see if they can make the impact they need to, but so far, it has not looked like these last few rounds have been anything easy for them. Carbon, they've cranked it up a notch, and now they have all of their players fragging out how they need to, making sure they don't give up those frags without a trade as well has been very important for them. But now,
yeah, their team play currently has been absolutely phenomenal in these past 5 rounds.
Starting this one off, though, it's going to be a 5-stack towards A long. Carbon looking for that early map control over towards A. Nobody's going to be peeking them just yet. We've got a couple little pre-fires coming through the smoke there. Nobody able to connect. Brando may have been spotted, though, as the smoke bloomed. Not 100% sure if they caught his player model just yet. Famous going to be watching for the flank, but getBrikt, they're going to be playing very safe this time around. They've definitely turtled it up from what we saw in the first half from their aggressive playstyle, so now they're just going to be playing a little bit safer, trying to keep every round in their hands, and that is what they're going to try and do to hold on here. They had so many things going their way in this first half, though, that you definitely have to wonder how they were able to let it slip time and time again. But now Carbon, they are very much ready to close this one out and prove to getBrikt that they are indeed the #1 team and will reign supreme here. We'll see what happens, though, as they go for the mid take. A nice flash into the windows come out from Carbon. They're going to work their way in for spawn control here. But final down, he's not ready in this position, but it doesn't matter. He still gets the wide peek, gets the double kill. And just like that, getBrikt, they found a way to shut things down. Kais turns it around with 2 kills towards A, and the bomb site will be exposed. Yuki, he's the first responder here, but he's not going to peek alone. He knows he is very lit up in this situation, and he's going to rely on his teammates to try and help him get this retake underway. Final down, though, he's the one who's going to have a chance to catch them by surprise. Finds one. Final down. Spots Brando as well. That's all the information he needed. He cleans this one up. That is a quad kill for him, and a brilliant way for getBrikt to get some momentum back on their side.
Yeah, right there, that's exactly what Final Down needed to do. He needed to get the momentum flowing for getBrikt. They just lost 5 rounds in a row and had an overtime come out when they should have won the game. That's the kind of thing you want from your team players right there. You want them to be able to rise each other up.
Here we have it, 1-0 in overtime. Overall score 10-9. getBrikt does finally answer back with a round to lead off in overtime. If they had only got that round just a little bit sooner, we wouldn't even be here, though. But getBrikt, they do answer in overtime to start it off 1-0. Carbon, though, they're going to have to continue their momentum forward. They had 5 straight rounds to close out regulation, but it's not over just yet. getBrikt could still walk away with this match victory. They had a very confident defense in regulation, but now if they can keep that up in overtime, it's still going to be a difficult task ahead for Carbon. But Yuki goes down, and B-site is looking definitely in full control for Carbon here. x0tek, though, already finds one on a quick rotation. He pushes up pillars, grabs a second onto Famous Kais. He's going to try and lock things down with Brando on the initial repeaks here, but still, Superman's finding kills on the back lines, and Carbon finds himself in a nice position to try and hold on here. x0tek still finds a third kill. He's going to be solo leading this charge for the retake here, but it's not going to happen. Superman takes down one, make it a double kill, and Carbon tie it up once again.
Yeah, the post-plant set up by Carbon there was absolutely phenomenal. They had complete control of the underpass hotel, as well as some control onto the site, without giving too much exposure to themselves. That was a classic hold from Carbon, coming out textbook clean, just executed perfectly.
Starting this round off, though, it's going to be Yuki, who somehow finds his way into a kill on Rek. Nice shot from him, but Kai's immediately trades it. Final down, though, again doing work here in OT. Finds two of his own. Brando gets the drop shot as Michael falls down onto him. Still 2v2 even number situation. And the bomb potentially looking its way toward... It's actually down here in mid. Imagine has it in control here, and I'm not sure where his teammate went. Actually snuck into underpass, but Brando, he's kind of caught alone here in a connector with not a lot of health to work with. Imagine, though, he's going to have to hold on here as final down is quite low on HP as well. Kai's finds him, but it's not going to matter. Imagine gets the first. Now it's down to a 2v1. Brando low as well. getBrikt in a great position to win this round, but Brando has had some solid AK shots so far, but now would be the time to bring out all the stops here and get those one taps. He gets the first. Can he get both kills? Final down equally low in this situation here. But the shots through the wall. He still gets it. Brando coming up huge. Picks up 4 kills, and Carbon swing right back into the lead.
See, that 1v1 right there between Final Down and Brando is the difference between an elite player like Brando and just a great player like Final Down. When you have someone who's had enough experience, been to multiple CFS and previous iterations of the like tournament, his experience is undeniable. That positional play was one of the cleanest plays I've seen all day today.
And now it is going to be a 2-1 lead in overtime for Carbon as they go into their defensive half, where they seem to be a bit more dominant. They take getBrikt down in the first half of overtime, and now Carbon, this is their shining moment to try and close this map out and bring it back all the way around. And this is really going to put getBrikt in a tough spot. They were getting so confident with that 9-4 lead, and to let it all slip, it's just going to be that much more devastating for those guys. But now Carbon, they are primed and ready. They've brought what they have to the table here to try and close out this first map and go into that second map with that extra boost of confidence of taking map 1 under their belt.
Absolutely. They have the advantage going into this, winning 2 sides on the blacklist side. Their blacklist side is what they struggled on in the first half. So Carbon is in a very powerful position right now to win out.
Kai's finds 2 shots through the smoke there. Nicely done. The trades do come back, though. Rek and Famous both going down, but still, it is going to be a 3v3. The bomb in the hands of x0tek here, sitting outside of mid, just waiting for a potential peek off this mid staircase. Still, a 3v3 situation in front of them. The bomb looking to force its way now up mid. Everyone's grouped up here for this push up into the mid staircase. Now it's all about the execution. They have to be careful, though. Kai's, he's watching the cross, but misses the initial peek there. And now he's just going to have to play for the fallback and see where this is going to go. But they've actually done a nice job of figuring out these positions here. They're going to push this bomb into the top of A, where they will have full control of the bomb site. So now it's going to be about the rotations here from Carbon. They still have a chance to win this. They do have an equal man advantage, but the bomb will easily get planted. And it's going to be getBrikt with an opportunity to set up around it here. Now here comes the full rotation. It is going to be Superman on the wide flank. Kai's coming from A connector, and Brando supporting Superman on the full long flank here. They're going to run into Michael XV. Brando, another brilliant shot. He's definitely stepped it up here in OT. Brando looking for his second kill. Can he find it? Yuki gets stuck on the staircase. It's a 2-on-1. x0tek has to stall the timer to perfection here. There's only 10 seconds. Can he make it happen? Brando and Superman, though, somehow bring it back, and Carbon is just now 1 round away from victory.
Regardless of the fact that getBrikt there had a brilliant read on the Carbon's positioning, they just weren't ready for the retake to go the way it did. Michael XV got caught early, and even though Yuki got the trade onto Kai's, the damage was already done. The rest of getBrikt was spread pretty far apart and was forced to have 1v1s, 1v2s against the likes of Carbon.
Now it's 3-1 in overtime. This is match point now. 2 opportunities on the table for Carbon. They get the 5-on-4 advantage, and this is exactly what they were hoping for to start off what could be the final round here. Rek has them isolated in mid as well, but somehow Imagine finds the shot there through the window, and Brando has rotated in now for the support. 4-on-4. The bomb still not able to commit anywhere just yet. They do force themselves off of this fight, though. They don't want to keep forcing their way into these mid battles where they seem to be having a bit of a struggle here in OT. 4-on-4. The bomb now rotating its way back towards A. Kais finds another, being the saving grace here in what could be the close for Carbon. 3-on-4. Yuki final down, and Imagine the last 3 players to try and keep Ankara in the hands of getBrikt, but it has slowly slipped away from them, and now they may have reached the point of no return here. They still are searching for a way into these bomb sites, but final down, he has A all to himself, and I don't think they've realized it just yet. Carbon, again, going for the quad stack under pressure on this B bomb site. This time, though, they may have to play full retake. Still, it is going to be these remaining players sort of second-guessing themselves. They have no idea that Carbon has gone for this full stack towards B. So they're going to be taking their time, working their way slowly into A, but the question is, will Carbon force a rotation off of this? They will. They have 2 players already pushed out of B, so they have a hunch that they're going to be rotating onto A now. They're going to go for a 4-man pinch onto the A bomb site. They know they have to be working their way in here, and this is where Carbon has really done their homework here. They know exactly what they need to be doing with all 4 of these players on the rotation. They're going to send 3 wide, and of course Supamen, that's who you want anchoring on your rotation. This guy can hit some nutty shots on these wide peaks out of A. Final down, going to be playing behind the double stack, but Yuki, he's already found one. getBrikt still trying to keep it alive, but Kais, again, finding his 3rd frag here in what should be the final round now. It's all over. Supamen goes for the peak, finally out of the global risk spawn. 2 kills go his way, and Carbon, they've done it. They win it back in overtime. 13-10, the overall map score here on map number 1, but just an incredible turnaround from Carbon here to close it out.
Yeah, going from 9-4 to taking the W in a 10-13 victory, that's what you call a comeback right there. There's no other words for that. Carbon stepped up to the plate. They realized they were playing below their standards, and they said, okay guys, what can we do to fix this? And then they realized their mistakes, they realized their issues, and most importantly, almost everybody had their shot get on.
And that's the big thing you got to notice there too. That's what really separates these 2 teams, because if that was a scrim, I think getBrikt would have ran away with it, but Carbon, they're in a match, they're going to crank it up to a whole new level when the pressure's on, and that's what getBrikt was not ready for. These guys are all seasoned veterans, with the exception of Kais under high pressure situations, but even Kais, he was coming out with some crazy plays there in overtime to bring things back for his team, and Carbon under pressure, that's a team you got to look out for. As you can see too, like the close